Alright, rear suspension's off, exhaust is out, gas tank's off. Here's the rear suspension, here's the gas tank, we got the transmission out, exhaust. Did get the flywheel off the motor. It actually looks new. I think someone just replaced it. So we're probably gonna reuse that for now. And now it's time to pull this motor. I think we have pretty much everything unhooked. Let's pull it out. Something fell out. Yep, motor mount. These always fail on the 4.3s. The rubber just gives way and they just fall right out. Well, we're not using them anyway. Looks like we're free and clear. We'll pull this motor forward and get it up out of there. And there you have it. Motor's out. Looks, yeah, you can really see how bent and twisted this frame is now. Some of the stuff was actually a little bit more difficult to unhook just because the frame was so twisted around. As you can see, steering shaft was actually rubbing up on top of the frame and it was actually hitting there, so that's why it was so difficult to steer around. But anyway, we got it out, got the motor out, and we actually left absolutely everything bolted to this motor, from the fuel lines, all the wiring, battery cables, ground wires, computer, fuse box, everything is attached to this motor. So if we need it for another truck, we have everything we could possibly need here. So let's get this out of the way, probably lift the truck up and slide this under and around. And we actually unbolted the complete AC system. This still had charge on it, so we actually unbolted the box from the firewall, left everything hooked up. So this is still a sealed unit, so we could possibly use this on a project too. So we have plenty of usable parts here. There we have it. As I said before, sweeping the floor makes these smaller casters much easier to move around. So always a good idea. It keeps the shop a little bit more tidy as you go too. But there's so much dirt on these things as you tear them apart, it makes a giant mess. But clean that up. Got the motor over there. The truck is actually looking pretty good. It's pretty well stripped down. We have the front suspension to go yet, and I'm not sure how much more we're going to tear off this truck. Probably a few more things. We do have to take these brackets for the extreme skirting. They're all pop riveted on there. So we have to drill those pop rivets out and get those off of the cab. We're probably going to use them. I haven't 100% decided whether we're going to put the ground effects on the new truck, but we'll have them if we do need them. So let's get this lower back down, I guess, and see what else we can rob off this truck. Another thing we did do was we drug the pressure washer out today before we pulled the motor out when we still had some daylight, and we pressure washed all these parts. So this gas tank's cleaned all up, got all the road grime and stuff off. We actually pressure washed this whole chassis frame. You can see it's still a little wet. We actually just went ahead and did the whole cab too. We got some standing water in it we'll have to get out. We hit the front here too. I don't know how well you can see that, but hit the whole front suspension here. Some of it's gonna change and leave anyway, but it's still nice to have a nice clean slate to work with. But we did that, and while we have this heater box off and it's easily accessible and I can easily show you, if you ever have to do a heater core in these trucks, of course you have to pull the dash out. But you take this bolt. I believe that one has to come out. I don't think that one has to stay. There's a couple more bolts on the inside that have to come out, but there is a hidden bolt, and it's right here. And to get that, you actually have to pull this blower motor resistor out and reach your hand down inside and access that hole, that bolt, to get that out. If not, you'll have a really hard time getting that heater box out of the inside. But just a quick little tip on these S10s. I think that's going to do it for today. We actually got quite a bit accomplished here. This truck's ripped down pretty far. We at least got a giant mess in the garage, but we'll get that cleaned up. I think my next step is to focus my attention on this truck, the truck we're actually going to use. My plan is to have this truck ripped the rest of the way down and prepped for paint, and hopefully I can get the cab painted this coming week, but we'll see how that goes. I did pick up the paint, and I haven't revealed the paint color yet. I'm sure some people have guessed it, but let's just say this truck is not going to be easily missed. So it's going to be killer. So thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe and have a good day.